Greetings, everybody. My name is Hyacinth Myers, and you are going to keep seeing me popping over because I have flashcards with me just so that I can keep on track and remember what I'm actually speaking about and not get distracted. So, I'm the facilitator, I'm also an author, a creative, and a holistic therapist, and the founder of the Women's Personal Development Program Empower 7. Today, I'm actually just going to talk to you about the 7 steps for overcoming any challenge or adversity because I realised I have the book out, which obviously many people haven't read. I have spoken at workshops, but I realise I haven't got one single video on this channel actually that outlines all of the 7 steps. And because May now is, I'm calling it Miracle May, but it's also Mental Health Awareness Month. I thought it'd be actually really useful just to put up the 7 tips and just to help people understand how to overcome any challenge, including what we are now in, which is the COVID-19 coronavirus, just challenge, whatever you want to call it, actually crisis. So, yeah, sorry, I've actually been through that. So, for the first step, really, it's a 7 step program. I'll start back from the beginning. So, the program was actually came to me via a lot of dreams. Also, some previous work I had done, I just started writing notes, and before I knew it, I actually had a 7 step program, which I thought, who am I actually supposed to deliver this to? And before I left my youth work, I was starting to work with a lot of young women and young girls. And what I realised is actually speaking to women actually at the school gates and women I know, so many women are talented but just needed to actually remember themselves. So it felt like this program was really written for women just to remember themselves, really, to break through blocks, to overcome adversity, however you want to dress it up. It's really for women to just remember who they are and actually just to stand in their truth and stand in their power and just live the life they want to and create it by design. So I actually support women to overcome, to break through, and also empower them just to be themselves. So, yeah, I'm just going to get on with it. I'm really sorry I'm distracted with that. But the step one is actually about embracing. And if we take it for the problem or the challenge that we have now, which is actually this virus and being locked in our houses, then it's actually to embrace what's happening right now, to embrace how we are feeling about this, to embrace our life, and just to embrace the qualities that are good or bad. So this time is a really good time to reflect on where we are in our life, what we've achieved, and where we want to go. And before this actually happened, we probably would have been heading in a certain direction. This, I believe, is a great awakening and the great pause. They're also calling it the reset. This is a time really to just reassess your life, because regardless, the life that you thought that you wanted to have may have changed in these last 6 weeks. We've never seen the whole world almost stop. And regardless of what really is going on behind the scenes, our main aim and our main focus really should be ourselves and our families and our loved ones. So just think about how you can embrace. We know this is happening, so it's a situation we have to embrace anyway, which just means accepting this as it is. The second step is actually to motivate. And when I'm saying this to clients, I'm always talking about motivating yourself through the challenge. So you can use things like meditation. I use a lot of people using mindfulness, doing things you love, journaling, gratitude. Just find whatever it is that motivates you. I'm also listening to a lot of videos. I'm learning, doing quite a bit of personal development as well. So whatever it is that motivates you is going to be a bonus. I think it's also important, and the people that will struggle now are people that have always looked for people outside or things outside to either motivate them or to make them happy. This is really the time for going inside now, and also just for finding that inner sanctuary and starting to listen to your intuition as well. So yeah, ways for motivating yourself is step 2. Step 3 is about taking back the power, and it's about doing things that you love, and getting support. So obviously writing this program, I was talking about women getting support from other people, but now we are confined to our houses, and our homes. I would say get support. We are lucky to still have the internet. We have got our phones. We've got so much technology and programs, so there are so many ways to still get support. Even just a text to people is actually a way of getting support. So just find your way of getting support and taking back your power. And I've actually put down, look at all choices as an outsider, because sometimes when we are in a situation, we have a habit of looking at it as if it cannot change, and also as if it's really hard to overcome. But looking at a situation as an outsider, think about how you would advise a friend to deal with this, whatever it is, and write it down. Actually, physically remove yourself from it and write it down. That way you become a bit more detached and a bit more disconnected from it anyway. The 4th step is about overcoming. So when I'm talking about overcoming, I'm talking about thinking about what you have already overcome in your life. And it's really good actually at this point to write that down. Write down exactly what the situation was you overcame, what it was you learned that was positive, what it was you learned that was negative, and the negative things, think about how you're going to change those and just keep the positive attributes you learned at that time. I've also put down celebrate difficulties that you have overcome, because I think we are so used to just racing ahead, and especially up to 6 weeks ago, many of us didn't pause to breathe, let alone celebrate. We kind of achieved one thing and moved on to another and then another. Celebrate experiences. So actually overcoming is actually to celebrate experiences that you have been through. This is actually the ideal time to write, share, just write stories to inspire other people who may be finding it extremely challenging at this time. We know that obviously mental health is going to be affected. I'm not really seeing much being said about this actually via the narratives of the news, which I don't really watch, but even the media. A lot of people are suffering with anxiety and depression and many other mental illnesses. So this is really a time to try and keep on top of everything, just for your own highest and greatest good. Step 5 is about wellness. So it is about this time, rather than binge eating on rubbish, actually just think about repairing your body. If you've got any ailments or illnesses you had before, do your best actually to eat well, sleep well. Top up on your vitamins, especially vitamin C, high doses, at least 1,000 milligrams. Vitamin D, your B vitamins if you're stressed, B complex vitamins, and also like me, because I usually would have had a B12 injection at this time, I'm actually taking extra B vitamins just for that. I've also put down exercise and rest from others. So our phone is almost like becoming our lifeline. Switch that off for a number of hours a day. Actually, just switch off everything. I now turn off my Wi-Fi and my phone at night, because I really don't want to be disturbed after a certain time. And it's also really just good just for yourself, just to have that kind of break as well. Find a new hobby actually, and really for your wellness, if you are not a person who's shielding, actually use this time to do your exercise and to go out for a walk in nature. There's nothing like Mother Nature just to heal some of the conditions, and also the way that we are thinking, actually just even a 5-minute walk. So do that for your wellness. The 6th step is actually emotional intelligence, and that's about how we react. And now is a critical time actually, because we're spending more time with family, more time for people to really get on our nerves if they do, and more time for you to have a shorter fuse, because a lot of people are still sitting at home waiting for lockdown to be over. This is really about, the time is not about waiting. This time is actually about creating and also just resting. If the longer you wait for something, the longer it takes to come. So, and the harder it is mentally and emotionally. So it is really a brilliant time just to create and just to go forward with that. I've also put down crystals, and I'm going to turn away for the moment because I have a range of different crystals. So this is a selenite one. I'll tell you the crystals that are really good. Hematite, which I can't find my hematite at the moment. And I can't see them. Hematite and rose quartz, anyway, they are brilliant crystals. Hematite's really good for grounding. It's a grey stone that's quite cold to the touch on your face. And rose quartz is just a really good stone for love, also for peace and calm. So I use crystals. I know some people also use, and I do use things like sage. I burn sage, and also use cedar as well. So just find ways of actually, yeah, just improving your emotional intelligence, really, because I think a lot of us have got shorter fuses at the moment, being inside our houses, and it's really important to try and think about the language you use rather than saying stuck inside as well. And the last step, actually, the final step, is resilience. So that's about pacing your energy, looking back on what you've been through, and also to walk forward, and just thinking about how you're going to overcome. I did put down that nothing lasts forever, actually, and that, believe it or not, emotions only last for 90 seconds, but it's what we do after that that actually is important. So sometimes if we're in a place of anger and we're still angry an hour later, we have to really take responsibility and know that that is us doing that, because the actual effect, the chemical effect of the emotion, only lasts for 90 seconds. And I think that's why when we're looking at people that are monks, Buddhists, people that practice a lot of silent retreats and silent work, they understand how deep the emotions really are, and actually how to be emotionally intelligent. I think we all grow over the years. From children to adults, we do develop an array, actually, of, yeah, just being emotionally aware. But I think in situations where it's stressful, we just become a bit more childlike and have a lot less patience. So I hope that's been useful, actually. The 7 steps to overcome adversity are: step 1, to embrace; step 2, to motivate; step 3 is about taking back power; step 4 is about overcoming; step 5 is about wellness; step 6 is about emotional intelligence; and step 7 is about resilience. So think about those 7 steps and how you can incorporate them into this time right now. Remember also, these steps, you can use them in any situation in your life. Yeah, and I hope they've been useful. If they have been, just put some comments below, and I'm going to put my information to subscribe and also to see my website as well. So take care, stay blessed, stay focused, and know that this time shall pass. Bye.